If you want to see me use a ton of makeup I have never used before, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène and welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome to HMM Makeup or Makeup. Yes, I am going to apply a whole lot of products that I've never ever used on this channel or on my face in general, and I have been thinking about doing this video for a while, and a big reason that I'm doing it is twofold. One of them is my green eyeshadow challenge to use an eyeshadow color that I'm not comfortable with. I've been doing it for a number of weeks now. I'm going to continue, so green is definitely going to be a theme for at least the peepers. And also I'm looking at my counter and I have a bunch of products that I either have used a long time ago or never used in my collection. And it's about time to do a few of these videos because I have enough in my collection of things that I've neglected or not used yet that really should be taken care of, and for me to give you my thoughts and whatnot. So we're going to go just as if I'm putting my makeup on my own, and I'm enjoying this lip gloss from MARION, and it is this one from the Be Creative Makeup brand. I don't know if you remember that I received a bunch of makeup from MARION, who is in the EU, and if you don't remember that, I'll see if I can dig up the video and put it there for you to take a look at. This is lovely, but maybe I put too much on, but it feels very sticky right now. But I love the smell of it, I love the taste of it, I love how it wears throughout the day, but yeah, it's a bit much, so I think I'll take it off because I'm going to go straight into foundation. My skin is moisturized and I can go straight into makeup. So let me take the lip stuff off, the lip gloss off, and we'll get started. Okay, most of it is off and I look very, very pale. So we're going to go straight into some product. I think I can get away with using the Cover FX custom cover drops. I don't think we can get these anymore. And it's just something that I have used a couple times at most in my drawer. And I would like to use more of it. It's a product that is made in Italy. And so basically it's just some drops, but basically cover drops from Cover FX can be used anywhere in any way that you want. And in this case, I'm going to see if I can make it work as a foundation. If it ends up being a big mess, what's the worst that can happen? I'll just start over. Especially given it's the first step, I don't think it'll be a big problem. Now let's see if it actually works as a foundation. I've always been curious and I thought, well, why not? Because usually it works. This kind of concentrated color, usually that will work. Okay, so I'm going to add some on the lower part of my face. And don't worry, we'll warm it up afterwards. Okay, so a little bit more on the lower part of my face. And if ever anyone's saying, oh my god, she's using cover drops, makeup is makeup. It's just the right color and consistency and doesn't dry out your skin like crazy, there's no problem. Being quite brazen today, we'll see if I end up paying the price. Okay, and I always go down the neck because otherwise you end up with this delineation that doesn't look natural at all. Okay, that looks like it worked out really well. I'm going to use some concealer around my nose, and what was I going to use? Was I using something else? I think I'm just using the Boing concealer. I don't see anything else that I took out. So I'm just going to use the good old Boing concealer around my nose, and then we'll get some more color on my face. And given not too much color on my nose, I'm just going to add some in to blend in concealer and the cover drops. Okay, so that looks, I think, okay. And the next thing that I want to do is put concealer under my eyes, and for that, I am going to go with the concealer that I'm trying to finish from the Advent calendar because I don't think I have another concealer quite so light. And right now, we're getting into winter and I'm starting to look pretty darn pale. And the Cover FX drops are not helping because it is quite a light color. I'll be warming up my face in just a minute. If you have extra concealer, you can always put some on the lids to help with the veininess. All right. I'm looking very ghostly right now. I just thought I've always wondered about that container of cover drops. If I have used it that way before, it would have been once at most. I'm just gonna wipe my hands here. So yeah, I'm just about as white as I've ever been on camera, I think. But it's a good start, and like I said, I'm just going to warm it up very, very soon. Okay, slight interruption here, but I'm getting back to it. I'm going to warm up my face with the Kelly Contour from Smashbox. It's a 6-pan contouring palette, and I have touched it a little bit, but the biggest thing I did with these colors is mostly swatch them. But I will use them, like I said, to deepen up my face. I'm just going to look at how... Yeah, this is wearing pretty well. I'm good. I'm good with this. It's unconventional, but I'm okay with it. Let me grab a brush. I said a brush, but I picked a few. So I'm going to start off with bronzer on this e.l.f. pointed powder brush. I've been enjoying this one as of late. And I'm going to put my brush into this contour, this contour shade right here to give myself a little bit of depth. That already made a big, big difference. I'm going to do the other side. Just in the hollows of my cheeks and going up. I'm so happy to be using this palette. And the way it's setting the product down, I'm really liking it. And so I'm going to go straight into, with the contour, and go to my hairline. I don't want to add too much color, but I do want to add back some dimension to my face because it was looking pretty light. So we've gone with the cool contour color, and I'm going to warm it up with the bronzer over on the other side. Just more so, almost like a blush application. And other side. Okay, I think that's looking pretty darn good. And I'm going to go in with the blush that is right here with a different brush. And I'm going to use my Smashbox. Does it even still have a name? It's the blush brush from Smashbox. It's kind of like a neat triangular shape. And I'm going to just go a little bit higher up and pretty much on the outside edge of my face, not too close to the center. I don't want to make it age me for no reason. And same thing up here. And I'm liking that. Okay, somehow I feel the light is harsh. I'm hoping the camera's doing a good job of kind of diffusing that. And here, is the brush I'm going to use next. It is my favorite brush for highlighter. It is the Sephora Pro Featherweight Blending Brush, and it does a great job of really distributing, because it's so fluffy, really distributing highlighter in a very nice way. And I think, based on what I'm going to be doing, I would normally go with the very light highlighter, but I'm going to go with the golden highlighter because it's going to go much better with the eye look that I have in mind. So I'm going to go right into golden, which would normally be too deep for me. But it should, oh yeah, that's really nice. Okay. So I went pretty light on the blush, and the deep highlight is compensating and giving me the amount of color that I would want. So that's great. I'm pretty happy with what's going on right now. And since I have, just looking to see if anything's missing, nope. Since I know what the makeup look for my eyes is going to be, I'm going to put lipstick on right away. And I'm using a lipstick that I've never used before from MELT. And it is called Old Rose. And this is the color. And I'm very excited to put it on. So let's do that right now. So I have a little bit more of a kind of cohesive look going on, because this is more of a mauve, and the earthy tone of this lipstick is a better fit. I cannot believe that I have not used this lipstick yet. And it tastes good and it smells good. So I'm not sure. Yeah, it has a very nice, it feels good on the lips, and it like I said, smells good, probably tastes good too. Yeah, definitely not a bad taste. So that's interesting. Good, I'm happy with that. And my cheeks are a little bit more golden than I would like, but I think when the whole look is done, I think it'll work. So let's keep on going. One thing that I do want to do is I want to go into my Linda Halbari pencil collection. And in the pencil collection, I have a green here. And I want to put that pencil, that green pencil, on my lower lash line and also on my upper waterline, and see how that looks. So that is the pencil right here. And let's see how that works. And I need to sharpen it maybe. Okay, I have the pencil, and I also have the associated pencil sharpener. So let me just do that. Hopefully it works well. Oh yeah, like a charm. And there is a mirror in this palette, so I'm going to use it. And like I said, and now this is a bit unconventional. If I don't like it all covered up with black, I thought I would see how this liner behaves. Oh, and it's very creamy, so creamy it went on the bottom. So let's just do the bottom first. That's very creamy. Holy cow. They set, but during application, I'm seeing how it can go all over the place. All right. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to deepen that up, but you know what? I like the green on the bottom. I don't want to do upper waterline. Okay, so that's the bottom for now. At least I have a little bit of color. And I think that for these pencils, that is all I'm going to use for today. I think that this is enough. I thought, oh, I missed a spot. I thought that I would do more green for the liner, but I think this is enough, as I say it the third time. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that be. I think that this is enough to start with. I am going to go now to the brows, just because I want to have a little bit more structure around my eye look before I put on any kind of eyeshadow. And for that, I am going to use a product I have not used in my collection yet. I really like the layout. I've been very excited to get into it, but have not, because I tend to be a person who likes to finish one brow box at a time. And what I see in the colors is I'm probably going to use all three of these by mixing them up back and forth. And here I have there is a brow wax and then a brow highlighter. So for starters, I'm going to put a little highlight on the brow. And for that purpose, I tend to use this kind of a brush for the highlighter. I don't really want to use what's in the this little box because there's nothing available to use for the highlighter. I'm going straight onto the corner here of my brow. And again, this is the color I'm using right now, right here. The only brow highlight product, so that makes sense. Okay, it's always nice to put the highlighter on before starting the brow because then you don't have highlighter getting mixed in with the tacky product that keeps the brows in place. And this is tiny, but I'm going to try to use it. Very, very tiny. And I'm going to go, to start with, I'm going to go with this middle color and then lighten and darken as I needed to do. And this brush is thicker than I think that we might expect. And I'm not upset by that. I think it's kind of neat. So I'm dipping into the wax, the white stuff, and going back and forth with the powder to almost make a bit of a pomade. And I'm going to use the spoolie that is tiny to just tame my brows a little bit. So again, this is the Makeup Forever version of a brow box. And I'm going to start, I've got the product on, I'm going to start, I always start right about here and then work out and in. Okay, this is pretty effortless, this is nice. So back into the wax, back into the color. All right, that looks okay, I think. I'm going to just grab a Q-tip and take off, it looks like there's a little excess there, okay. And a little bit of brush through. And the wax does seem to be keeping them in place in a reasonable fashion. Back into the wax, back into that center brown. And I'm going to keep lightly brushing bottom to higher up. And when I get to the inner brow, I tend to change the angle of the brush I'm using to upward strokes. Try to make it look a little bit more natural. I might not even need brow freeze with this. This is looking pretty easy. Okay, I'm really liking that. I think it looks pretty darn good. I won't waste your time. I'll do the other one off camera and then we'll proceed to the next step. Okay, well, the second brow was definitely quicker than the first, which I was kind of surprised at. And I would normally be okay with just leaving the brows like this because what I'm feeling is that the wax that comes in the kit to mix with the powder is pretty tacky. It does a really good job, so I don't feel the need to set. And I'm probably going to try that brow box with the powder just as is without the wax and just see if that works as well, because this feels very kind of sticky and there's not that much wax, and I'm wondering if, well, I know that I'm going to run out of wax before I run out of the powder product. So I'd like to see if I can just do all powder and then finish with the wax, which would probably be a better idea. Still, I'm going to layer on this Tartiste brow gel from, of course, Tarte. And it looks like this. And I'm just going to make sure that the second half of my brow is very tamed down with this product. And by the way, I just bit the bullet with the Estee Lauder, Estee Lauder, or Estee Lauder brow product to try. I think it's ridiculously priced. I think it's $38. It's ridiculous in my opinion. No brow freeze is worth $38 Canadian. Come on. Anyway, I will try it out and see how good it is. Now this Tarte one is, how much does it have in it? Does it even say? 5 ml. 5 ml in this one. And I like the way it went on. Oh, it's a little bit aggressive on this side here. And just tame that down a little bit before it dries. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. All right, like I said, lots of new products. Okay, now I am ready to go into the eyeshadow. And for that today, we are using, for the first time, the Earth palette from the Zodiac collection from MELT. I have talked about this in other videos, so I will not beat a dead horse. I will only say that this is not worth $50. So if you watch my swatches video, you can hear more about what I have to say, and I'll leave it at that. But this is the palette that we are going to be using today. And I'm going to go light to begin with the shadow called Stubborn, because it will help me create a base and then help me blend some other more challenging colors in this 8-pan palette. For the purpose of application, I'm going to use my number 5 Pro Studio brush from BH Cosmetics and going, as I said, into the color Stubborn, the kind of beigey brown, and just give my eyes a base of color. I'm tapping more than brushing along. And I really like having the inner corner done as well. So I'm going to do one eye and replicate the other one off camera and then show you the final eye look. I do prefer doing that because I don't want to waste your time, and I think that once you see one eye, you know what's happening on the other one, so we can all save some time. I am liking this. I do want to do the black eyeliner on the upper lash line, and for that I'm going to use a pencil I very rarely use now, and it is the Physicians Formula Shimmer Strips black liner, and I'm pretty sure it's going to transfer on the bottom, but I think that this is a pretty light green anyway, so a little bit of black on the light green is going to be fine. I went a little high. And since I have it out right now, I might as well do both sides. Okay. It's nice to have kind of a same depth. It almost looks like I have a mascara on it, which I really appreciate about this step. If you're in a rush and you can only do one thing, black eyeliner on the upper lash line, mascara, and a gloss, and you're good. That's the majority of a look to begin with. So you can see the difference with Stubborn and nothing on, and I really do like the color, and I think it is a very, very good match to my cheek products. That is not intentional. It's just it's a lovely coincidence. And we're going to continue working on this eye. And I am going to go into, oh, by the way, for this palette, Materialistic flakes all over the place. I cleaned up the palette before this video, but just be warned that these eyeshadows go all over the place, and you might have to clean off your palette on a regular basis. Okay, so we are good. I'm going to go into Way Harsh, this one, and use it as the base over Stubborn. All right, with a different brush. I just want to give a sweep of color of this beautiful mustardy yellow. And I'm just going to tap to begin with. And then progressively sweep upward. The challenge with the mustard yellow is to not make your eye look like you've got a bruise. Truly, I'm not kidding. Right now it looks like baby poop, don't you think? Okay, so I like that. I want to bring it down on the outer lower lid. And for that, I'm going to use my angled brush. I do like that very much. And I want to make sure that I'm using it properly. So the color only goes on one side of the brush. I'm just going to stamp it to begin with. And then smooth it out. Okay, that was pretty effortless. That's good. Good. I like that. Now, next I want to go into the green. And the green, in my opinion, is going to go outer lid into the crease. So outer lid and then into the crease. And I'll see how much I'm going to blow it up into the crease. I'm going to go very, very lightly and kind of ease my way into it. And because it is a very scary color, I'm going to use a smaller fluffy brush. This one is a Sephora, what is it called? Can't even read. Rounded crease brush. And going into that Heart of Stone, that deep, deep green, like I said, just put some just on the tip of the brush. And I'm going outward to inward, only halfway. I have never ever used these shadows. This is brand new to me. That is looking good, I think. And now just getting into blending here into the outer crease. It turns into a nice olive or military green, around that kind of area. Okay, I'm really liking this. I think it's done a pretty darn good job. I'm just trying to blend the center here. And I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing right now, and to the point where I'm going to go back to Heart of Stone and just add some toward the outer lid. Some tapping motions, just kind of, it's almost like tap and sweep a tiny bit. Okay, that's kind of neat. I'm okay with this, I really am. I'm not sure if I want to keep it as bright of a green. I think that I might mix the green liner with a bit of a brown because it's a little bit too green. I might actually go back, let's try going back into Stubborn and just pressing it along the green from the Linda Hadwadi set and see what happens. Okay, so I took out my tiny smudger brush from Smashbox and I'm going to go, like I said, into Stubborn and just try to dampen down the brightness of that green a little bit. Let's see what happens. Oh my gosh, it's like a match. Look at that. It looks like the one color. That's awesome. Okay, so far I'm really happy. I think that this is looking pretty darn good. I do want to go with a blingy color. And I think that for the purposes of today, which one am I going to use? I'm just going to try Know It All here. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this one. Know It All, this one, on the inner to center lid, and see how that goes. I was kind of interested in using this one, but I think I'm going to save it for when I'm using the purple. I don't know why, I just feel like doing that. So Know It All, which is kind of a, well, kind of a spice color really. Pumpkin spice color, in my opinion. That seems to be what I feel like doing today. And I'm going to use a little bit of the, not that one, this one. The BH Cosmetics base for glitter, but just basically it's an eye base. And just make sure that I have it on so that I don't make a big mess of things. I have other videos to film today and I don't want to have glitter all over my cheeks as I'm trying to film other videos. So I just put some of this on the brush and I'm just prepping the inner lid here. This is an official first impressions. Okay, that worked well. And now with that same brush, I'm going into Know It All and going to go basically inner to just past halfway, assuming it looks good. I want to go straight into that corner. There we go. I'm a little afraid it's going to be more orange than I'm bargaining for. It's like a copper orange. It's looking okay. I swear in another life I was a redhead. Redhead friendly colors seem to look good on me. Okay, I'm just going to overlap just a tiny bit where the green starts. And I am pretty happy with this. Pretty happy with this, yep. Okay, this is nice. All right. I'm going to say that I am done with the Earth palette. And now I want to... I'm happy with what's happened on the lower lash line. Don't feel like I have anything to do with that. And I'm going to do the upper lash line liner. And for that, I'm going to use the Shu Uemura liner in brown. So let me just show you a line. That is the liner in brown. And I'm just going to finish this up. Oh, it goes on so smoothly. I'm not going to do wing, I'm going to have plenty with the mascara. So that is that. And for mascara, I'm going to use the Pat McGrath mascara with the really weird wand, and it is the Fetishize mascara. Look at this thing. It looks ridiculous. Not my idea of a mascara wand, but it does give a lot of volume very quickly. So I'm complaining about this brush, but I have no problem using the Freak mascara brush, right? Am I biased? Yep, I guess so. Okay, that, apart from my oopsie on this side, this is really very nice application of mascara. One coat, and to me that is plenty, so I need to be very good to this mascara because that was effortless. One coat, I don't feel like I need to do any more. That's a pretty good result right there. Now I have to say, I'm not, based on the eye look, I don't like this lipstick. It's too pink now. Do you agree? I think I'm going to go to the other Melt lipstick I have. Okay, so this is the one that I have on, Old Rose. And I'm going to show you the one I'm going to change it to. See the difference? And I know it's going to look better with this eye look. So I'm going to put Old Rose away, take it off, and replace it with Old Fashioned. So from Old Rose to Old Fashioned. Let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I think this looks better. I think this looks better. Looks better with the look. I'm pretty happy with that. No, look, not intentional. Yay! So I've got the mascara. I did do an oopsie. And for anyone wondering why I did not wipe that off right away, if you wait and you're patient, you wait and it will just flake off once it's dry. Boom, done, no problem. Okay, am I missing anything? I don't think I am. I think this is looking pretty good. If I had it at the ready, I would probably put a little highlighter in the corner maybe, but I don't think it needs it really. The kind of coppery orange on the center lid looks pretty good to me. Is there anything I'm missing? I don't think so. So let me get off camera. I will replicate what I have going on here on the other eye, and I will show you the finished look. Okay, this is the final look. I am super, super happy. I think it looks great. I am really happy with a few different things. First off, the Makeup Forever Brow product is not bad at all. I'm really happy about it. I enjoyed using it. I'm enjoying the look that it is giving me. I think it's working well. Do I have the brush down pat? No, this was the first application, but not bad at all. I'm not unhappy with it whatsoever. I do love the fact that I was able to go with a bright green and then mute it with Stubborn. So it was a bright green, and this brought it right into the grungy green, and that, what a great discovery to do with you on camera. The look, I really am digging the look with these, I think 4 eyeshadows. Wow. Well, 3 eyeshadows, no, 4 eyeshadows. Because there was the, if you remember, the highlight that came from the brow box. It didn't come from this palette, but it did contribute to the look. I also am very happy that I was reacquainted with the Fetish mascara from Pat McGrath. I did not think it was as nice last time. I could be wrong, but it has my attention now. I'm really liking the fact this was one coat, and that's what it looks like. Now, I do have long lashes to begin with, but there's a lot of volume there in my opinion. What else? I'm glad I changed the lipstick. That is a much better choice than the dusty rose kind of a color, even though it was kind of on the deep side. What else? The orange on the inner lid is growing on me. I thought it was going to be too deep, but it's not. There's enough color that it does brighten up the inner lid. And I have to say the next one, this is a messy one. I talked about it earlier in the video, but I think that this is going to be the next one that I use on the inner to center, inner to 2/3 of the lid, or maybe a combination of these two to do a bit of a smoky look. But I'm intrigued now. I still think this is way too much money. This is not worth $50, but I'm very happy with the look I came up with. I'm very happy with actually virtually all of the products I put on my face today. I'm jazzed. I'm jazzed. I do want to though go with one more product, and that is the Natasha Denona. I did poo-poo this palette the first time I used it, and I really regret it. I don't think I gave it short shrift basically, and that's not fair. And so I'm going to do a full try on, full as much as I can do with like a full face. So I could maybe do half with a few products and the other half, but I'm realizing that once it's spread out more on the face, it's more flattering. And what I do want to do here is, can I get away with it? I think I'm going to use this highlighter. I was going to use on cheeks, but I'm going to use this highlighter on the brow bone and just add a little bit more, because this it's good, but it's subtle, and this is a really bam look. So I'd like to have more of an impactful highlight. And so I'm going to go back to the same brush that I used that was the highlighter in the Makeup Forever palette. I'm going to go into this color, as I said, and the highlighter, and put it right on the brow. And I think that does a little something extra nice. Okay, and now I'm happy. If I did not have highlight already from the Smashbox Contour, Cali Contour, I would definitely have used more from this palette, and you'll see this palette show up again because I have not really used the products, and I'm kind of over the initial reaction and ready to dig into it and just do it justice, basically. We'll see what happens. Okay, so we used a lot of products. The first one was the base, the Cover FX Cover Drops in G Light 02. We did the brows, which was the new to me Makeup Forever brow box with the setting happening with the Tarte brow setter. Not the name, but what's it called? Brow gel. I used a lot from the Cali Contour, the bronzer, the blush, and the highlight. Obviously, we've got the makeup look thanks to this palette, and the green crayon from this palette from Linda Habari. And then the Complexionista, what that provided was the Boing No. 2 concealer around my nose. And as I talked about, the mascara, the brown liner from Shu Uemura, and the mascara, of course, from Pat McGrath, and the Melt lipstick in Old Fashioned. I mentioned that 3 times now. I obviously like the color. And is there anything I'm missing? Oh, I did use the setting gel. It's the base booster, I think it's called, from BH Cosmetics. It's completely worn off at this point. And I forgot, one thing I did not do on camera, and I realized only afterwards, was that I did not set my under eye, and I did do that later on with the Hourglass Veil setting powder, and I do love the look of it. I think it does a really good job. I am going to set my makeup, and that's about it. So if you're curious what I'm using, I'm actually just going to use the Caudalie Eau de Beauté Beauty Elixir. And to set your makeup, you just need to have it a tiny bit wet for blending, and so it all blends together, and that's about it. So let's do that. Plus, this smells so good, and I don't know why I don't use it more often. That's it. That's all I have to do. I'm really, really happy with the way this turned out for first impressions, for a number of products, and also a reminder to me for some products that I haven't used in a while. The Mood Crayons are a perfect example of that. I have not used them for a while. Yeah. Tell me what you think. I'm happy. If you have any suggestions for technique or suggestions for products for results that are better than what I produced here today, just tell us in the comments. I would love to hear suggestions from you. And if you have seen some things in my collection that you're not seeing me use and that you are curious about, by all means, just let me know. And that's it. I have taken enough of your time. Let me know what you think, as I said. And with that, I will say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And I hope you like this look, because it's going to be in a couple of videos. All right. Thank you so much. See you soon, and take care. Bye-bye now.